Hello, my name's Clive Emmett. I'm the director of WECAN, and we have been commissioned by the West Essex Health Inequalities Group, funded through the COVID Outbreak Management Fund that Essex County Council are administering, to establish a living smart home project. It's aimed at people 18 and above who may be vulnerable or living with some real long-term health conditions. And the aim would be to install bespoke equipment that meets their particular needs, that can make a real difference to their daily lives.
There are various different options and we've set it up so it sends me an email alert. Normally I pick it up on my phone and it just says that everything's okay. And then the Alexa that Mum's got, Mum uses it a bit like a companion.
It is a bit of company having an Alexa.
You ask for the weather forecast.
Or what time is it going to, and she tells me the time it's going to rain. Alexa, will it rain this afternoon?
This afternoon, you can expect mostly sunny skies.
Louise Gambardella, our project coordinator, visits people at their homes and really gets to know them and understand their needs and environment. And she makes a decision on what equipment she would recommend to be installed and puts a specification together. The equipment that's installed is relevant to these needs.
Hello, my name is Louise Gambardella and I'm the project coordinator for the Living Smart Homes project. Digital technology has transformed nearly every aspect of modern life. Travel, work, shopping, entertainment and communications are just some of the areas that have been revolutionised in recent decades. Digital technology can help to increase independence for an individual, improve the functionality in their home, connect people with family and friends, improve their home environment to keep them safer and more secure for longer, support carers and relatives, help avoid additional costs to the healthcare system, and reduce social isolation and loneliness.
The variety of equipment that we're able to use has really broadened over recent years. It ranges from Alexa's smart speakers that people are very familiar with, that can be linked to smart plugs and smart bulbs, but also devices that can monitor whether you've left your freezer open, that send a signal to your telephone or neighbour's phone or relative's phone, and devices where you can speak to your television for it to go on and off, and memorable devices so that you can be reminded what the day and date is, quite simply. Reminders about taking your medication. And we also have devices where the medication can be installed into cassettes, that once you dispense that medication, it sends a signal to your relative or carer to say you've taken those meds at that particular time of day, which are essential to your well-being. And devices that keep you safe, so that relatives and neighbours and carers can be alerted that if you've fallen over or you've gone outside a certain area of your home or environment you're living in.
My name's Jenny McLaughlin and I've been a physiotherapist for 35 years. Smart technology works to help many of the clients that I assist in a range of different aspects of their quality of life and functioning, from communication devices, from smart environmental controls to turn their lights on and close their curtains and influence the heat in their rooms when they're affected by mobility and movement issues. As well as assistive technology for carers who are needing to be alerted if somebody affected by dementia is wandering unsafely. So unfortunately there's not an equal access to communication devices and environmental controls because of the cost of these smart devices. But it's my personal experience that when they are available, the function and quality of life changes can be immense.
This ball here, this makes it easy for my daughter to know exactly where I am in the house. I have these in practically every other place that I go to in the house. It doesn't show me, but it just shows my movements. If I stay in the bathroom longer than she thinks I should, then that alerts her that there might be something wrong, and so she can get in touch with somebody. So it's very, very useful because she lives a long way away and then that keeps her in touch.
The range of equipment now is vast, so that really gives us a chance to develop bespoke homes that really cater for what's going on in it and can reassure people a great deal. Not only the person that's living in the home, but relatives who are very concerned about your welfare because they can see a change in your health or things that are going on in your life that can really worry them. But once this equipment is installed, it can really dilute those concerns and reassure them.
My husband Ray has 2 sorts of arthritis and I am his main carer, so I do look after him all the time, help him with his mobility and help him if he has any falls or anything like that.
The most difficult thing that I find is getting out of this chair or standing up from any chair, even sitting on the bed.
Before we had the technology, I always had to be around really in case he had a fall or if he needed help moving around. Having the technology has made a massive difference to me because I'm much more reassured when I go out.
In some cases, we're finding it's really essential equipment. So we've got examples of people that were considering going into care because of their health conditions and home environment, and helped them to stay in their home longer, independently and safely for a longer period. Because the stress that watching a loved one or someone you care for, if they fell over, it would alert you, and if you couldn't answer, it would go to a central station, so you're reassured that a response would occur. And things like leaving the cooker on or leaving things on in the home that could be a risk to them and being reminded to switch them off is also a further reassurance. But we've now reached the stage in this technology that clinical readings can be taken from patients and people living on their own, and they can be wearables, and they are devices that will send information to community nurses or doctors, and this has a big impact on this pressure system that we have, and therefore people can live in their home environment being monitored and supported. And if any changes occur, the necessary proportionate action can be taken to look after them.
So I know for sure that smart technology really plays a very important role in the recovery of my patients when they're discharged home or they're recovering from any illness or injury for that matter, particularly for those people who are elderly, those who live alone, or they may be disabled. I think smart technology really gives my patients a huge part in their recovery and safety. From booking appointments, living healthy lives, better diet plans. Smart home technology empowers them, reminding them to take their medications, getting up and about in the house. These reminders bring invaluable help into the recovery from whatever they may be suffering from. Smart technology literally gives my patients a lifeline to the outside world. It connects them with their friends, their families, their loved ones, their doctors, their carers, their neighbors. And that alone, the social contact, brings about such a massive impact on their not just physical recovery, but that of emotional as well. And we know now, these two go together. You cannot have one not happening without the other.
It is a well-known fact that living in your home environment is much more likely to enable you to stay well and recover quicker. And so the connectivity we can provide is in the form of tablets and other devices, but we would also provide the internet access that's required because we have data that we can install through various devices, and that can be a big hindrance to people who are living in poverty sometimes or in conditions where they're not able to work, and so economically they can't sign up to long-term data contracts. So we would support them not only with the equipment, but with the internet access that enables them to use it.